Doctor told me, you could have died.
I don't know what to do.
I just told him, if you want to go, you go. I'm not going. I could not find real love.
This is the last day for us to leave.
Due to China's one-child policy,
I looked around. I made sure nobody was watching me.
Who is this God that they're searching after?
No matter how hard it is, we're going to face this together.
We'll get ready for the day China's door will open wider.
My teenage years was pretty intense. Everything looked pretty smooth in other people's eyes because I was the best student among all the family members in my big family. But deep inside, there was such a void. I felt like I could never please other people enough, but I had to pretend to be this model kid in front of my family, my friends. My parents' marriage relationship was in deep trouble, and I realized I got affected. I could not find real love. I think I was a lost human being at that time. I went to college, but I didn't know I actually fell into a deep depression. I developed an eating disorder they call bulimia in the Western world. I didn't know what to call it. Overeat, and then you try to solve the weight problem. You try to lose weight. Among the Western world, many people have this problem. Maybe they have medicines, they have psychologists, whatever. Yeah, so I was pretty helpful. I was outside of the library. I was trying to limit myself to this small portion of lunch. But then I saw a package of cookies right beside the trash can. I looked around. I made sure nobody was watching me. And I reached my hand out. And at the same time, two sweet girls who were saying, hi, hello, how are you? I was so embarrassed, but then I saw these two beautiful faces. They just greeted me and they handed out gospel tract with very simple cartoon pictures on it. I took this home. Those pictures actually describe myself, my condition of life. I was hopeful that my problem would be solved by a miracle if there was a God. That night, I tried to give God a chance.
Probably 3 days after we got married, and she woke me up, told me about some strange word. In English, it's bulimia. Maybe for a couple of days, I don't think that's a big deal.
One time, a doctor told me, you could have died because I was pretty severe type of bulimia. I was not planning to tell anybody, right? Because that was my own secret. But I could not go to sleep at night. I felt like I had to tell him. He got up and I told him about my eating disorder. He had no idea about eating disorder of any sort. That's why he did not quite understand it. But then the next morning, he realized there was something serious.
That's one moment I saw how that strong urge drives her. So this is something I don't know what to do.
He said, we're gonna face this together. No matter how hard it is, we're gonna face this together. My bulimia was getting worse. I thought it was gonna get better because I found my love and I found my faith, right, my God. So I thought it was gonna get better by itself.
I went to find a brother who I trust. And I asked him, what do I do? His wisdom is this: if there's something like a burden to you, ask for God's help. We've been talking about this for months.
He said, let's do this. How about you live life for 30 days, just like Christ is coming at the end. I had this eating disorder for about 5 years by then. So we lived those 30 days as if God was coming back. We read the Bible, we prayed, tried to trust in God every day, tried to ask Him for strength. unbelievable.
Pretty much every morning, we told each other, this is the last day for us to leave. And then she has no urge to eat.
For some reason, I just did not go into those cycles a single time. It was impossible. It was impossible. If somebody approached me today, I would say the reason I could be cured was all because of God, all because of the Lord. I don't know what He did, how He did it. I really did not know what having a sibling means. When my children asked me, how do you know how to solve the conflicts between siblings? I was like, I really don't know until I have you guys. So I'm learning here.
They had no siblings, and that's probably due to China's one-child policy. What he would do for fun is he would climb trees, or he could play chess, but it would be his left hand versus his right hand. Unlike us, we play against each other.
I guess they're maybe more lonely when they're children. They don't have anybody like my little sister to like play with or anything like that.
In the traditional Chinese culture, children belong to their parents. So parents have 100% say for their children. You have to absolutely honor, respect your parents. Usually they don't ask about children's opinion that much. But then we became Christians and then we became parents. So there is a huge shift regarding family. Because in the Bible, it says children are a reward from God to the parents. This concept has been changed because our children are God's children. That shift to me was huge. When they went through teenager years, sometimes they try to show a little bit disrespect. Before, I would take it really personal. I would feel really offended. Once I correct that idea in my mind, I realized that is the truth. They are just not our positions. We don't have a say of everything in their lives.
We still have let them know our parental authority. It's just that we continue to learn how not to abuse it. I think they respect that. They know this. And then parental authority from God, they respect. But whenever we abuse it, we realize it and we will apologize for that and we'll try to grow from that.
My values are like more pointed towards Christ instead of like what I want. I think it's good for me. It makes me a better person.
I would say my primary objective for my children, each and every one of them, will be a genuine person. I want them to know Christianity is true in every area. So our family life is genuine. And then we can have genuine discussion, and how I genuinely love her, how she respect and love me, that's observable to my children.
I think the biggest impact on my life for Christ is watching other people do so much and their passion. If these people are this devoted, then who is this God that they're searching after? I challenge my own faith and explore, and that comes to my own conclusion that Christ is Savior.
We really pray that they would also believe in God, have true salvation, true relationship with Jesus Christ, and a sincere faith.
When I was 8 years old, I went to vacation Bible school. There was one verse, it talked about God's divine power, and it really spoke to me. My dad describes when he accepted Christ as the sky opened up. I didn't really see the sky open up, but I would say I was touched, maybe cried a little bit. That day I prayed with a counselor, I think, and chose to accept God. 4 months later, I got baptized at the age of, I think, 14. I was with a new group of children at church. I started noticing, they read the Bible a lot, or they actually do devotions, and the way they act seems godly.
They don't have to pretend they love God. We don't want that. They can also experience love from this family, so they can bring that love to the world.
It influences us in what we do.
My intention was to live just a regular life, but we serve God as much as possible. Suddenly, he just told me, what about, honey, this idea that I go to seminary now and then I go back to China to be a missionary or a pastor? When he said that, I was not happy. I just told him, if you want to go, you go. I'm not going.
I feel more and more passionate about church ministry. Started my full-time ministry, and in Chinese church, a pastor's wife is pretty much a full-time position.
They say like a buy one, get one for free.
We saw a lot of Chinese seminarians, but I was thinking if I can live in this place and get to know them more and more, and they will go back China to become pastors, or stay here to become pastor for Chinese church, and we'll get ready for the day China's door will open wider. The number one teenagers hate about their parents is hypocrisy. When I try to pretend to be someone and my children realize it, they just hate about it. They probably will remember for a while. Be genuine. Let them see we are also human beings. We try to be holy, and we're in the process. You are also in the process. And we have parental authority over you because this authority is given by God. So we do want to grow together as a family. And this bonding can go on for years and years.
Whatever fills our heart will come out from our mouth. So we cannot pretend to be someone we're not. Try not to hide too much from your children because they are very smart little human beings. They know, they watch you every day. As parents, we've been there. We had a lot of failures and a lot of tears. God is always faithful. If we humble ourselves like a little child to crawl into God, to be under His teachings in the Bible, just be willing to learn.
God is love, and love comes from God. In 1 John, the Bible tells us that God is not only all-loving, but that He actually is love itself. The heart of the Parent Compass television show is to bring the transforming love of God to families everywhere. In every Parent Compass episode, true stories reveal family struggles and how their lives were radically changed by the love of God. Parent Compass, an award-winning television series, is completely funded by people like you. If you have been touched by God and you want to share God's love to others, would you please pass it on? Jesus tells us to go into all the world and to tell about Him. With your donation, you allow us to take this television show into many different nations and in many different languages, free of charge. And a portion of your donation goes to Parent Compass Outreach to feed starving children. Your gift does so much. To make your tax-deductible gift, go to parentcompass.tv/donate. That's parentcompass.tv/donate. And thank you for sending love and hope around the world.